Hello everybody, this is me Darcy. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the podcast, the Unnamed Podcast, where I sit here with this guy for about a time, talking rubbish or whatever else comes to my mind. Anything to add to that?
That's about what we do, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
That is about it, yeah. Anyway, as always, we are here. It's a week.
It is a week.
It has been a week.
Well, it's been half a week. Well, a week since... No, not even a week. Technically a week since the last podcast when this comes out. Not a week for us.
But it is a week since we last filmed it.
That's a fair point.
Kris, you make no sense.
I'm thinking about this in different ways.
Okay, so now that we've taken care of Kris, welcome back. As always, we're going to start things off with a little bit of channel news. Kris, take it away.
So, on Monday, Satisfactory, where we... What the fuck are you doing?
Finger gun dancing.
Jesus Christ. Where we swapped roles for once.
Yeah, we did
It's
actually.
a rarity, but it happens occasionally.
Yeah, pretty much. Kris was out exploring. I was also out exploring, but that was in the first half. In the second half, I actually had to go back and do science. And while I was there, I was like, I'm going to upgrade my science complex.
Actually, in the second half, we both sort of started our original roles. Because I started building as well.
Well, yeah, but you were out exploring, building, and technically in the second part, pretty much everything I do other than build a truck, is to get glass. I go back out to where I need to be to get glass.
Well, fair enough.
But I will say this: that Satisfactory had one of my favorite lines I've ever said in it. I cannot remember it off the top of my head, but it was just my way of describing you killing someone. I'm pretty sure we're driving through the cave, and there's a spider, and I'm like, quickly get off and squanch him or some shit like that.
Fair enough.
And
sounds about right.
To your credit, you don't even question what I'm asking you to do. You just go, okay, I'll get off and kill him. I was like, yeah, and then take his flesh.
It's exactly what happened. Though.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. So I was, but I love the terminology I use. I'm like, quickly get off and squanch him.
No, I've given up on trying to understand.
Which is I'm pretty sure because it's like a spider. Yeah. It was a mix between squish and crunch. So I was like squanch him. Some shit like that.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't remember the exact term, but it would not work on a spider that size. But it was just like my mind went squish and crunch him, and I was like squanch him.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no. So that Satisfactory is pretty good. That was all filmed quite a while ago, so we haven't actually been bagging a Satisfactory since then. It was literally a couple days after they went official release.
It might have been a week after.
No, it was only a few days, because I remember being like, we need to film Satisfactory because it's been about 3 weeks since we filmed it, and I went, and as the day before we filmed it, I updated it to the full release.
Fair, makes sense.
But yeah, so that was that, and that was pretty good actually. It was a fun episode to film. We're kind of at the point now where we can actually we actually have to start doing stuff, and we can actually start properly doing stuff because now we have vehicles.
Indeed, yes.
To be fair, like I've done a lot of walking, but it's very slow exploration what I was doing earlier, so I didn't do anywhere near as much as I have in the past. Like,
true, yeah.
In the game of Satisfactory where me and Kris were playing many years ago, I say many years ago, it was like a year and a half ago,
something like that. Yeah.
But like I went everywhere over that map, whereas in this one I've gone to very specific places as my exploring. Well, but it's too big to do on foot. You gotta and that was all before we even had the Blade Runners. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No Blade Runners, no vehicles. Once we get the actual fast cars, that'll probably be when exploring takes off massively for me.
Just try not to lose one of them again.
To be fair, that was incredibly weird.
I know it was
because
weird.
It was lost. It was lost. It was lost. It was back.
Yeah.
Exactly the spot where it said it was.
Yeah, it's always on the map, but never there.
Physically, my car was missing.
It's like, Kris, I'm stealing yours. It's like, but I needed that.
Well, I will say this, and I have believed this for a very long time. It is possible because where I parked it the day it went missing was under a ledge. It is possible that it was put on top of that cliff.
Oh yeah, I think we discussed that.
But I did go up there once and was like, I can't see it.
Well, yeah.
But I also know that, so if you've played Satisfactory, where I lost my car was the Quartz Cave. If you've seen us play Satisfactory, it's the Quartz Cave where I go get my quartz from and have set up my quartz mining stuff. And I parked my car at the front of that and went in, then went up, then came back and my car was missing. Chris's car, where he had parked it, right next to mine, was still there.
Yeah.
Mine was gone. I'm like, okay, what happened? But the marker was still there. And that it probably stayed like that for about 8 weeks, where
at least, yeah.
the marker was there, the car was gone. I explored right at the top of the cliff, but I didn't explore like through the cliff.
That's
true. It's that one where it has a bunch of stuff sticking off.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't find it. And we're like, okay, it's this is not here. And then one day I was just like walking past and I'm like, oh, there's my what?
When the fuck did you get there?
We're like, okay, what has actually happened here? Where have you been?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know that's that. But
fun.
yeah, we finally got some. We finally have some vehicles,
Yes.
which is good because it also means that when I do go exploring, I have extra storage space and I don't have to build a workbench everywhere I go.
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
I
can't remember what I was building.
We were setting up steel.
Yes.
Because we are finally into the steel manufacturing.
Yes.
But we have a lot of kind of in Satisfactory, as I always say, Satisfactory is one of those weird games because the better you become at the game, the less playing of the game you're supposed to be doing. Like
it's true.
It sounds counterproductive, but it works. The more you play the game, the less you actually have to play the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I need to do science wise. So hopefully we'll get back into it soon. We have a whole host of filming to do. It's just that because we have to probably get a good buffer of videos up, but I'm just not in a state to do any of that until next week because at the moment I'm all hands going to edit all of the Halloween stuff.
Yep.
And once I'm about halfway through editing it at the moment, so once all of that's done, like life gets easy again. However, there's always howevers with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like life. Once this week is done, the big week that we do is done. Because we don't do Christmas week, we don't do Easter week, we just do Halloween week because it's a good opportunity to just play spooky games or games that like. Technically speaking, I would love to one day, maybe even next year for Halloween, have a whole host of like a Dead by Daylight, where we've got a bunch of people just playing it. Yep. But to do that, we need to do a little bit of setup and get a few of the people who I can actually have on board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a little bit of a whole kind of mess around, and basically we need to get a lot of people on Discord. We need to get a lot of people all playing the game at the same time. We need to organize all of that. So at the moment it's a little bit beyond what I can do, but to me it's the kind of perfect Halloween week game because
would be
in terms of playing it, everyone's seen it, everyone knows what it's about, but so it's not something that you would play all the time.
No, yeah, of course.
But like for a one-off thing, where you're just like, we need something spooky. That game is amazing. And,
it is.
And with the people that I'd actually want involved in it, I've played it a few times with them, and I've had some really good times playing it.
Indeed.
The time when Nick was hunting me down and I refused to play his games springs to mind. Where it's just me and him standing there looking at each other. He's like, run away, and I'm like, no. He's like, come on. I'm like, no, because you're just gonna kill me. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna stand here. And he's like, you gotta run away. I'm like, no,
I'm not doing it.
I was being a very impotent child, and he's like,
but you're also helping everyone else because he wouldn't leave you alone. So we were just completing the generators.
Come on, run. No, I'm just standing here. At least jump over that barrier. No.
Not moving.
I'm gonna hit you. I don't care. Hit me. I'm taking the power back. But you know, I think the funniest thing was because, as Kris said, everyone else was while that was happening, and like I think this was the first time I ever played with you guys.
I think I jokingly walked between the two of you as well.
Yeah, but like
Just to
while
see
that
if
was
you could do
happening,
it.
everyone else was doing stuff, and then like it got down to the last generator. I still hadn't moved. I was just standing there where we had run into each other, and he's like, "I'm gonna go get everyone else." I'm like, "Fine," and I actually survived that game.
You did.
I think you died.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, was Simon playing with us?
I actually don't know if it was.
It was on. It was on PlayStation, so I think it was.
Could have been, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like
Fuck, it was fun.
I think half of the people died, and I wasn't one of them.
No, yeah.
And like, for some, like it was hilariously funny because the door was like I could see the door behind Nick for the entire time, and once all the generators were done, I just walked over and walked out.
Yeah. Just when I was like, I'm gonna go get everyone else. It's like, okay, I'm gonna walk that way.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like when you guys were like, "Oh no, he's found us." I was like, "Okay, I'm walking away now." He's not just, but you know, because he'd been chasing me for a while before he like, I'd seen him like crouching around following me a bit, and I was like, he's following me. And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Nick's really good at being the hunter. He'll catch you." And I was like, "No, he won't." And then we walked into each other face to face. He's like, "Run," and I'm like, "No."
So the fun part about playing with Nick was you can just do that stuff, and it's just like, I'm not gonna do it unless you're gonna run.
You're not playing the game. Right?
Exactly.
I'm not playing your game. So you're just gonna have to stab me now. Actually, I think probably my favorite thing about playing with Nick was the fact that he loves to take people down to the basement and then just drop them on the floor in front of the hooks.
Oh, he does.
And then he just stands there looking at you, and you're like, "Well, no one's gonna come and save me right now, are they, dummy?"
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, "But they all know you're here, and they'll come and save you eventually."
Pretty much.
He's sadistic.
He is. He very much is.
He's a sadistic bastard.
That's for fucking sure. Holy shit. But no, it's fun. That's why I love playing games with Nick, especially those types of games. Just because he has fun with it. Like, there's times where I've been like doing the generator and he's just started walking over to me. He's like, hold on. It's almost done. Give me a second. Okay.
I think
Okay, it's done. Okay, I'm gonna run now.
I think he was the one that taught me that generators can be broken. Because they was sitting there and I'm like, the generator's almost done. And I was like, as I had it a tick, he hit me. And I got off it. And then he like stood there and I was like, "Are you going to chase me?" He's like, "Nope." I'm like, "Okay, what are we doing?" And then he turned and just started breaking the generator. And I was like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah. I thought you knew that.
No. Because remember,
That's one of the main mechanics.
I didn't play it a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah, true.
I never played as the hunter.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm watching him. He literally sat there letting me get it almost perfect, and then he's like, "Ha ha 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 ha," and I'm like, "No, he ruined my life."
Oh my word, gone to waste.
This is a strange call. This seems like a statement about capitalism.
Holy shit.
Anyway, no. So yeah, one day I would really like to do that, but it's a little bit beyond our means right now, just because of all of the organization needed.
That's true, yeah.
And the fact that some of the main people that I'd like to get involved in that are a little bit busy at the moment.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, so as I was saying, like, the Halloween week has been kicking my ass in terms of just the amount of time I need to put into it. So we haven't really been any filming, so that's why pretty much everything that's coming out now is the last of what we have of it.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But also at the same time, yeah, like we haven't filmed anything more, but we will be, and
Indeed.
things get easier after this week. But as I said earlier, not at the same time they don't, because pretty much I think I speak about this often, but like the next couple of weekends are very friend heavy in like they're like, you have to do this stuff with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, okay.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, okay, so I've kind of planned out pretty much everything. I'm like, once Halloween week is all edited, I'm pretty much free, and then me and Kris just have to do a bit of filming to grab the last things I need.
Yep.
But of course, we'll do that during the week while all the Halloween shit's coming out.
Yes.
And then I'll just have, I'll have a fun weekend. But at the same time, I also free up a little bit of time. My Mondays get shorter.
That's good.
Yeah. So instead of finishing at 9 o'clock at night, I'll finish at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh.
Which doesn't sound like a massive thing, but it's like, cool, I can put that extra hour of work I'm no longer doing with year 12s into doing stuff here. Which means that, I get home and I can knock out an extra bit of time. And, now it doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be the difference between the finishing touches of a video and scrambling around like an idiot trying to find the finishing touches of a video.
I think it's both the same thing.
No, because you haven't seen me scrambling around like an idiot.
Yeah,
There are
fair
days
enough.
where I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have the video I thought I was gonna put out today. Shit. What am I gonna do? Then I gotta do filming. Then I'm gonna do.
Fair enough.
And that's a day with very little turnaround.
Yeah, it's true.
So basic, yeah. But yeah, no. So Satisfactory, that's good fun. We'll hopefully film a little bit more of that after Halloween week's all done up. We'll probably film the next 4 videos. I think we're probably gonna, in the coming 2 weeks, we kind of have to film about
A few things.
4 or 5 weeks worth of content.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So that'll be like 4 episodes of Satisfactory, 4 episodes of Minecraft.
Yep.
Um,
Might as well chuck a raft in there.
Bunny Man.
Oh, fuck.
Got to get some Bunny Man done. I was actually thinking about doing that next week. Probably look at... There's something else I was going to do. Oh, it's the Room 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, so basically there's a whole lot of filming that we're going to be picking up with, including Satisfactory, so we can continue on from where we are. But all that is going to happen after next week, or during next week, technically. But we have to get through Halloween week first.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then move on slightly. Today, Wednesday.
Always Wednesday.
I'm gonna say today every time just to annoy the shit out of you, even though it doesn't. But I'm gonna attempt to. Either way, Witchfire.
Giving them some context on how little we actually are. This is just a normal 350ml Coke bottle.
Yes. 100%.
No, I'm a real man. I drink my Coke in liter formats.
Obviously.
Only because if I'm not drinking a liter of carbonated sugar, what the fuck am I doing?
Not drinking a liter of carbonated sugar.
And that's not what I'm doing.
Exactly, because that's
got no sugar in it.
I was gonna say.
Coke Zero, mix it with vodka. It's as healthy as water.
No.
It has no calories.
I'm aware that it's got no calories, but that doesn't make it as healthy.
And you can take that to the bank. Just not to your doctor.
Exactly.
He may get angry at you.
He may have some questions for you.
I see you've replaced all of your drinks with vodka. It's got no calories.
There's no calories at all.
Okay, but your liver is fucked.
No, that's fine.
Nah, who needs that anyway? You do. That's why it's called a liver.
Oh shit.
If you don't have a liver, what are you?
Dead?
Oh shit. Anyway, so Witchfire came out. So
how is that?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It calls itself an RPG, but I have also seen people call it a roguelike. And I think it fits into the roguelike more than the RPG.
I could see the road like.
But it could also be an RPG in the same manner that Destiny is an RPG.
Oh.
So I'll kind of break it down for you. Like, basically, you start off in a hub world.
Yeah.
Which is called the something hermitry. I forget what the word that comes first is, but it's pretty much the place where you are alone. It's like, cool. Excellent.
Okay, yep, fair enough.
And then you go through a portal, choose where you want to go there. It's not the world's biggest map, I'm pretty sure I've only been to 2 of them.
Yeah.
But they're pretty like the one that I've been to the most frequently is in like is a very small little island place.
Yeah.
So you go there, you kill a bunch of guys, more guys spawn, stuff happens, you kill more guys, you do the mission, you kill more guys, you go home.
Okay.
But you also get temporary power-ups while you're in doing the mission.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So you kill enemies in certain areas, they'll drop a thing, you pick it up, and it's like, okay, you get one of these 3 power-ups. Technically only 2 of them are visible because you have to spend stuff to get the third one visible.
Yeah.
And then you spend, they're I believe they're called white raven feathers, and then you can spend them to open the last one that you didn't see, or you can spend them to buy more power-ups from that line. But they're something that you don't get very often, you only get them from opening chests, but they carry on always with you, so you can save up a lot of them and buy more power-ups if you're having a particularly hard mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the base principle. Other than that, you're dude who has magic and a gun, and you can get more magic and more guns and all of that kind of jazz. But I'm enjoying it. So in the one I filmed, so I actually have 2 games. I have the one I'm playing, the one I'm filming.
Okay.
The one I'm playing as the shadow class, which kind of fits my play style, and cause it's a little bit further away, and all about kind of making distance. Whereas in the one I'm filming, I obviously played the Penitent, which is the worst possible start you can have. You have a hand cannon, no magic, and you're level 1, where I think everything else starts at level 6.
Okay, fair enough.
So a lot of that first episode was quite literally me just trying to get leveling so I can unlock things.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be level 3 before you can even get extra health potions.
No.
So,
okay, fair enough.
I pretty much had to go into the first round without a health potion, because you only get like 1 or 2 if you're lucky. So I went in there with no health and just pretty much had to fight. You also, and I have no idea how it works in the game, but you have a luck stat, and you have no luck as the Penitent. Like, your luck is super, super low.
This is sounding like a particular part of Dark Souls as well.
Yes.
There's always that one.
Yes. And anyway, so you go in and look, the game itself is pretty, it's not overly complex. It's not overly challenging. If you played a bit, I think I only died once as the Penitent in getting to level 8. And, how I died was literally because I ran out of ammo and just could not get any more. And then all of these enemies just kept swarming me. And I was like, okay, I have no bullets, and all I can do is punch at guys who have swords.
That seems right.
Oh, I also have no healing. Excellent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like sitting there being like, I have this gun. Useless. This it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and yeah, I think luck also is how likely you are to get swarmed by enemies, because there's a bit of stuff in it. I'm unsure of a lot of it. I think the game still has quite a bit of work to be done on it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things where it's like, oh, this will be available in the future, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that means an update, not you unlock it. Because there are some stuff that's like, oh, you've got to get this to unlock, whereas a lot of it just says this will be available in the future. And so I'm like, anything that's available in the future, I'm like, I feel like that's something that's kind of being worked on, while unlock is something that's literally getting unlocked.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm having a good time with it. It's quite a fun game. I'll probably do some more filming with it, because the fact that I'm doing as well as I was with the Penitent is kind of funny, to me, because it is such a different start to any of the others that have actual good gear to start with.
That makes sense.
Like starting off with being like, you're a prayer, you can hunt down witches, you have your gun, that's it. And everyone else is like, I got a bit of magic or a fetish or something like this, and so one of them starts with a submachine gun. You start with a fucking hand cannon. It's you'd think a hand cannon's good, but it's also the slowest, other than the shotgun. It is the slowest reloading gun I've found, and it's just Hold on. Hold on. Hold
You,
on.
you just wait over there.
Okay, I've got 6 shots. Bang. Okay, I missed that shot. I've got 5 left. And you only get 86 bullets as its full load. So it's like, I better hope there's only like 40 bad guys. Oh wait, the bad guys are taking 3 bullets to kill. I'm in trouble.
Oh no.
But the enemies are kind of fun. It's kind of like in a lot of things. It's like a lot of things where it's like I haven't seen I think there's only been one enemy kind that I haven't constantly come across.
Okay.
And they're slightly different, but the ones that I have constantly come across in the early part of the game that I've played, it's like I now know how to deal with them. So it's like I know which ones are absolutely no danger versus oh shit, this is quite a dangerous thing to be in, and how to kind of maneuver myself around. So it's like a learning fun experience, and like unlike Dark Souls where it's like it feels really punishing, in this you kind of just like no, it's fine. You know,
Okay, fair enough.
I've made a mistake here, but I can kind of come back. And if you can't come back, you get killed, you lose a bunch of stuff. You just come back, find where you died, get your stuff back, and kind of replan out your thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah. I'm having good fun with it. I'm having good fun with it, but it'll be interesting to see how it evolves, because I could definitely foresee me like playing it, the updates happening, me playing the new missions and stuff. But I could also see once everything's out and you've done it all, not a really good reason to come back to it.
Yeah.
So I would like to see kind of. I don't think there's many difficulty levels. Like honestly, I can't remember anywhere clicking on a difficulty level.
Okay.
So maybe a difficulty level, but again, it would have to be done right. If it just makes everything bullet sponges, it won't be good.
Yeah, true.
Because nothing's worse than things actually being bullet sponges. Like giving the enemies a few new moves that you have to kind of, and less telegraphing on the moves they're about to do would definitely increase the difficulty. Because there's definitely a lot of moves that the enemies can pull off that, if they hit you, they hurt like a mother.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe like there's a few things that I'm like. There's a move that when you get hit with, kind of like puts fire on your screen,
Oh, okay.
but it doesn't seem to do any burning damage. So I don't know if that's a plan of theirs to like add the fire damage, and they're just trying to figure out how to implement it, or if it's just an effect. But like if they added that burning effect, it would definitely make it a lot harder.
Make it harder to see.
A little bit hard to see, but not much. It's really like the screen just gets like flames around the outside.
Okay,
and it's like it feels like if anything should be happening right now, it should be burning effects. But from what I've seen, it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
But also at the same time, like, so there was an update between when I started playing it and when I did the filming, and like now there's new things in it. Like I played probably 3 or 4 hours the first day of playing it.
Yeah.
Never once coming across some of these elements, and then the day after the update, it was like every time I'm in a map, there's these elements in it, and I'm like, okay, so that might have been something that's been added.
Maybe.
And they're a good addition. They're a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's the obelisks. So when you're watching that, and you see me like walking around, it's like protect the obelisk. I'm like, oh shit. But that they weren't in it when I started playing, or I had never seen any of those until after this update.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, like the boss that I end up chasing in the end part, and then have to leave because I just don't have the ammo to take him down. I explored that whole island in the first day of playing it, killed everything on it, and never once came across a character like him. But after the update, he was there. Also, the shipwreck was completely different after the update. Okay. So the first day I played it, there's this shipwreck off the coast, and you could not get out there. It was just all water up to it. After the update, there were like boxes and stuff, and you were like able to go explore down there. So I'm optimistic that hopefully they'll keep doing these, upgrading the areas, adding more bits and pieces to them.
Definitely would be good, that's for sure.
Adding these bosses, maybe adding areas where... Because there's a few places on this first map where it's like, it kind of feels like there should be more, but it just kind of ends.
Okay.
And so, like, I'd like to see things like, if you kill this boss, it opens this passageway, which allows you to go to this place where you can go and do this and get better loot and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see that, because that's what's going to keep this game alive.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
As well as I think there's kind of like a random generation of weapons.
Okay.
So it's like you go in and you, if you saw me at the end of the game, I just started researching weapons, different types of weapons that I'll get, and they cost different, and I think it's kind of RNG of what you get, which weapons getting researched, because it's just 3 categories: medium, long, and short range.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'd like to see lots of different kind of weapons there that you can get. Yeah, I think this game has potential. I just think that it needs to really dig into what it is and avoid microtransactions. I think if any microtransactions pop up in this game, well, let's put it this way: if they pop up before all of the things that they're like, where you walk up to them and they say, it will, be coming soon.
Yeah.
If microtransactions pop up before all of them are gone, that's the death knell. This game is done.
Yeah, 100%.
If they do that and then they pop up and it's things like, weapons and stuff, bad.
Yeah.
If they do it and it's purely cosmetic, I could live with it, because it would just be like, you can get this cool gun or gun skin or whatever, or you can get yourself. There would be no reason for it.
No,
I have seen a lot of games do it where they're like, get this cool cosmetic skin for yourself, and it's like, it's a single player game where I'm first person.
Yeah.
I only see my hands. So like, but like they could give some of the enemies cool skins or whatever. Like you could kind of get, because they're all kind of like, I think it's supposed to have like a kind of conquistador kind of era feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, because you got musketeers and all these kind of people, so it's like late Middle Ages to like that kind of era. So you could get some like cool kind of like enemies, so they look more like a certain type of thing, like actual conquistador kind of looking enemies or whatever. But big things that I'd say is they need to keep the good work going with like the bosses, like coming across that boss and like first time seeing him, having no idea what his attacks were, having no idea what he was actually going to do, and the fact that he has quite a bit of health, and I was like, oh shit, I'm actually in trouble here. And so like having cool things like that, I think will really help the game. Like having like just a random bunch of bosses and like 1 or 2 of them can randomly spawn would be brilliant. The one that I fought in this one ran away from me. And the only reason I bring that up is in another map, I was told that a boss was actually hunting me. So I kind of like that. It told me I was being hunted. And I was like, good. Oh shit. And this boss literally hunted me down and killed me. I was running from him because he was much more powerful than me. And all of the guns I had were not leveled up at this point.
Makes sense.
Well, the problem is I had leveled up guns, but I just switched out to the new guns I just got.
Just level them up. No, I get that.
But like that, I think that's really cool. Like if they have this random rotation of bosses that can randomly spawn when you go to a zone, and each of them has different like attitudes, that's another way to keep people coming back, because you never know. Let's say you've got 10 bosses. It's like every time you play a map, it would be different depending on which boss spawned. And if you want to keep people coming back, all you've got to do is add a new boss, give them a new kind of loadout. And so the first boss, so the one that ran away from me seemed to have a melee weapon, but had some kind of magical shots types things where it'd shoot a burst of fire.
Okay.
A couple of shots at me. Whereas the other one seemed to be pure, like a really long range sniper focus. So I think that's another cool thing. Having bosses that focus on different attack patterns would also be cool. So I think there's a lot of potential for the game. I want to see it do well because it is actually quite fun. But a few things that I think it needs to do to keep up is first of all, finish all the content it's got. Second of all, add more bosses. Add bits and pieces. Make it so that there's like good rewards for doing stuff. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think if it does that, it'll be good. One of the things I think I mentioned in the video that came out on Wednesday is that I would like to see it with like have a multiplayer aspect, but I'm not 100% sure if that would even work because the map sizes are quite small.
Yeah, they'd have to make it larger.
Yeah, so maybe that's beyond the scope of this game. But you know, if we cross our fingers and things go well, hopefully mid next year, all of this stuff that they're still got to put in the game will be in it, and they'll kind of keep this going by adding small things, you know, a new weapon or whatever, or a new boss or something like that. A few, you know, expand the maps a little bit, so to add like secret areas where you get rewarded to get in there and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
But
nice.
I think if, while I said it would be cool to be able to have a multiplayer kind of thing, I think if that kind of change, it would actually have to be in a sequel to the game.
Yeah,
And
makes
if
sense.
like if they do everything right with this game, it could definitely warrant a sequel that's bigger, better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Kind of really, because the premise of the game is really cool. The whole thing about like witches taking over and like you guys hunting them down and being like the only ones who can, that's kind of cool. I don't know how it plays out in the full game yet, like if you actually do ever actually fight the witch that you're like hunting down.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff where it's like the witches onto you and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know because I haven't gotten that far into it yet. But you know, I could foresee like a game in the future building on this, in it having bigger kind of open world areas and like actually kind of becoming kind you know, Hunt Showdown, the game.
No, I don't think I've played that one.
Um, Pretty much Hunt Showdown is
Yeah.
you would have seen people playing it. It's the game where you go in groups of two and or three, go hunt down one of the two big enemies and then try and get out. And there's like little enemies and zombies and stuff all over, and you just kind of sit in the Louisiana swamp.
I may have seen it. I don't remember it though.
But I can see like maps that size where it's like, okay, you're trying to accomplish this mission, or you're trying to do this, and like being able to go in like teams. And like I wouldn't expect big teams. Like a 3-person team would probably be way too powerful. But you know, with if everything happens right, it could be something where the future of this game could go, or a sequel to this game could go, and they could actually bring this to multiplayer.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that'd be pretty awesome too, just on the thing of actually building up. You could add more enemies and you could have better ways of dealing with those enemies, because like going in by yourself, you kind of have to choose how you want to play it. So, you know, you only have 2 weapon slots and a demon weapon, and your 2 spell slots, a light and a heavy spell.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to choose how you want to handle situations. And if you come into a map, like the first time I went into the new map after unlocking it in my own game, I was like, I didn't know what to expect from it. So I went, I'm taking this and this, where I would have been better off taking a slightly different arrangement so that I had, because it was a bit more longer linear map, whereas the first map was quite short and stuff.
Okay.
So, you know, I could foresee that if they ever do make a sequel and make it multiplayer, you can actually spec yourselves out to be a more lethal unit, and I kind of like that idea.
That would be nice.
But you know, as I said, I'm enjoying the game.
Yep.
In terms of, I don't know if you'd call it indie or AA or whatever, but it's definitely not a AAA game, but it's not a disappointment, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good find.
It was. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
By chance. Other than that, 195 subscribers now.
Yes.
5 to go till we hit the 200. So hopefully, at the rate that it went up this week, hopefully next by Halloween, we will be at 200.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be a big thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely possible. And as I keep saying with this whole thing, you know, like there are people who kind of say like, if in the YouTube world you don't make 1,000 subscribers in your first year, you got to pack it up and go home. And it's like, yeah, are you joking? Like, YouTube is just so full of content. You've got to be patient with this.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like, I look at us as a pretty good example. As I said, as we always say, in our first year, we had 35 subscribers.
Yes.
A whole year of working, well, a bit over a year actually, because it wasn't until January of this year that we kind of broke that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
So over a year, we didn't even get really into the substantial numbers, but in like less than a year, we have more than tripled what we were at.
Well and truly.
You just have to keep working, and I say that to people, and you know, sometimes they go, oh, okay, and sometimes you can just see that they don't get it, but it's like they're like, you're wasting your time. It's like maybe we are, maybe we're not, but at the end of the day, we keep going, we keep doing what we're doing, and we keep seeing results for it. So you know, we'll keep doing it, and we'll keep pushing on, and you know, as I said, come January next year, which is, you know, still a bit over 2 months away.
Yeah.
You know, we could be at 250. Who knows? But where we were at the start of this year, I don't think either of us could have seen making 200 by the point we're at now.
No,
not with the growth that we were having then, and we were happy with the growth we were having then. We're ecstatic with the growth we're having now.
Oh,
because
100%.
You know, it's just such a thing where it's like, you know, back then it was like 5 subscribers a month if we were lucky.
Yeah.
If we got 1 subscriber a month, we were like, cool, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Now we can, you know, have that in a day, and it's like, cool, this is, you know, it kind of shows that putting in the effort does pay off.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I reckon we would have been at the beginning of this year would have been happy if we got to 100 this year. Over the whole year.
That was kind of our goal.
Yeah.
If we could get to 100, you know, that'd be good. That's where we could start actually feeling that traction. And it's true, we have. Since hitting 100, we have had a lot of traction.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and like the thing is, this is podcast number like 107 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks before the 100th podcast that we were like on the border of 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah.
So it's happening a lot faster now, and as I said, it kind of all comes down to just constantly doing it. So, you know, people say, oh, you're not really doing much here, and it's like, well, actually we are. And in all of the YouTube that you could actually physically watch, you know, the fact that we're even registering is kind of amazing, because we haven't been here for very long. No. We don't have a massive following. You know, we weren't OGs who managed to get in before everyone else. And we're kind of just here doing what we love to do, and people are apparently appreciating that, and we appreciate you guys. So
very much.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Next week we'll be able to tell you that we've made it to 200 during the Halloween podcast. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
But, you know, we'll keep powering along and see where we get to, you know. And hopefully one day we'll be able to hit you with the news that we've finally made it and we're finally YouTubing.
Well, yeah.
And YouTube is finally, you know, sitting there being like, congratulations, lads. You belong to us now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Shit.
Corporations. But yeah, no. So we're just going to keep doing what we do, and we're going to keep enjoying it. And I think that's kind of the big thing for us. You know, a lot of people have told me, well, I say a lot of people, one person in particular constantly tells me I should do this or that or this or that because that's what everyone else is doing. But the thing is, I don't like, if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it, because how can I sit here when the whole point is for me to entertain you guys
if you
doing something that I'm not enjoying? If I'm not enjoying it, I'm a temperamental child. I don't want to be there. But when I am enjoying things, I'm a stupid child, and so there's one that I want to show you. That's the me enjoying things, and so I'm only going to do things that I want to do,
except for the room full,
or that we want to do. Because trust me, Kris really wants to do the room full.
See, I like to occasionally see the temperamental child. It's fun for me.
But yeah, so that's kind of the thing. Like, you know, we could have done Fortnite from the beginning, and tried to catch some clout there. But I hate Fortnite. I absolutely detest it. And so I was just like, no, I can do what I want to do, and hopefully people appreciate that, or I can be someone who chases trends and
Yeah, no.
hate myself.
You pretty much.
So I've done the first one. That's kind of been my whole goal, and yeah, it's it sure, maybe if we'd done Fortnite and been screaming, about the whole thing,
Yeah.
we could have had a million view video by now.
Oh, yeah,
But
probably, but no.
I'd rather do things the way I'm doing it and see, the slow gain and the slow moving stuff that is still moving, than pretty much sell out all of my principles to try and get some easy views.
Yeah, pretty much.
Plus, the other thing is that I refuse to stop swearing because I'm an adult and it's my choice to swear, and I don't make content for children.
Oh, you held it back earlier.
When?
Well, you said mother instead of motherfucker.
Why did I say that?
You were talking about like getting when talking about Witchfire, like one of the enemies hitting you, and it's like it hurt and it'll hurt like a mother, and then you.
Oh yeah, but that's not holding it back because
I suppose.
like things when you get hurt, it hurts like a mother, doesn't? No.
I suppose.
Yeah, it hurts like a mother because you just say mother.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
My point is that constantly we're so thankful for the growth. And we'll continue to do things our way, and hopefully you guys will like that, and we can continue to build on that, and we can be two people who enjoy doing what we're doing instead of two people who hate doing what we're doing, but do it to try and catch a trend.
Yeah.
And if you've watched us play Minecraft, you should know that by now. We didn't play Minecraft because we wanted the Minecraft views.
No.
Because we do not do any of the things that you need to do to get the Minecraft views.
No,
like
we don't.
Jump around and put other people's stuff on our videos.
Well, yeah.
Mainly what we do is yell at each other and do mean things to Kris.
I still haven't thought it out. God damn it.
If you watch this week's episode of Minecraft, you will understand what happened to Kris.
Yeah.
And if you watch Halloween week's episode, you'll be able to see Kris finding out what happened to him.
Yeah. Still haven't fixed that. God damn it.
That's not even the worst of it yet, if I'm being honest.
What haven't I noticed?
Anyway,
I might have to watch this week's episode.
I think that kind of wraps up channel news, and
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff that comes along with that. So, moving on to other things, always other things.
Always.
Kris, what's been happening this week, bud? You decided to
Yeah.
give up on life yet?
No, not yet.
That's rough, bud.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I did actually see something this
You
week.
should get on that.
Probably. Yeah, no, I did actually see something this week. So after we finished up with recording the Phasmo,
Yes,
I ended up playing it with Nick and Jaden as well.
I did notice that.
I then looked in their new planned stuff. So they do have something happening for Halloween this year.
Oh, I'm aware of that. I just can't be bothered to
Oh,
do
okay.
it. The thing with Phasmo is this, right? Basically, I can't be fucked to do any of their challenges.
Oh no, I'm not talking about challenges. So Halloween this year is when they finally release the consoles.
Yeah, but I've been talking about that, and that's not going to be clean.
No.
That's only going to cause them more headaches than they could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, it's just not. It's not a good model.
No.
But anyway, Phasmo's challenges, I absolutely detest them.
Oh, yeah, I know, I'm aware.
Because they're fun, but it's they're overdrawn.
Oh yeah.
So the Christmas one last year.
Yeah.
Was that the snowman gun thing where you had the snow gun?
Yes. So you had the snowball gun. You had to shoot the snowman.
See, now that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
However, the one the year before where it was just go in, find the cookies, the ghost becomes Santa. I'm like, that's brilliant. That's all you want.
It's a quick one. The thing is,
Easter egg hunt. Well, no, because it's you can go in, you can play one level, you can have it happen and be like, haha, that was good fun, and you can shut it off and never think about it again.
well, yeah, pretty much.
The Easter egg one where it's go into this map, find all the Easter eggs, go into this map, find all the Easter eggs, go into this map, find all the Easter eggs, and when you've done all of the maps and found all of the Easter eggs, then you get a little reward thing. I detest that. Don't force me to play your game. I want to see the thing.
Like playing it once. Like you play it once.
Go and hide 10 eggs in there, and when you do it, the ghost is in a giant Easter bunny suit and bounces around. Hilariously funny.
It would be
brilliant. The snowman one, absolutely hilarious. If they just gave you guns that launch snowballs and you could shoot them at the ghost, and it would temporarily stop the ghost in its tracks.
That actually would have been fun.
That would be hilariously funny. But every time you hit it, it extends the hunt or whatever. Yeah. Hilariously funny.
It would be.
But then making it a whole thing where it's like, okay, now go find these snowmen, now do this, now do this, now do this, now do this, now do...
Well, see, the thing is, like, it takes so long to do it that when you actually finish doing that, it's like, oh, okay, now we should start looking into finding oh, we're all dead now. Shit.
Exactly.
Because you've waited too long to start trying to find the ghost, so... especially when you add, like, you've got to find 40 in this map, so, what?
But you know, that's what I mean. Like, I really do like the little challenges they put in. Like,
yeah,
I think that first Easter where we were just egg hunting instead of ghost hunting.
Yeah,
that was hilarious because it was just egg hunting. But again, the problem is, like, as I said to you, we did about 2 maps together, and then I was done playing Phasmophobia for the month. Whereas, like, oh no, you've got a week because we're gonna update this out of it after Easter's done, and you've got to. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Don't make playing your games a chore.
No.
And that's what Phasmo always does. Like the Halloween event from a couple years ago, that one was, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta... And it's why? Just have an event, and in that event, do something in the levels where if you play around, you get a funny little thing happen.
Yeah.
But once you're out of that level, you're done. It's like, well, how will you get the badge to show off that you did it and that you were dedicated? And it's like, well, here's the thing. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And here's the other thing. I wouldn't want to show off that badge because, one, I don't play Phasmo with randoms.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not impressing anyone because the people I play Phasmo with would know I've done it because they would have done it with me.
Well, yeah, true.
So I don't need to do it. And secondly, I don't play Phasmo with randoms because it's not a good game to play with randoms.
Oh no,
it would be absolutely horrible.
I have played it in the way they actually want you to, which is proximity chat, all that sort of stuff.
Stupid.
I don't like it.
It's stupid. It's a stupid thing because here's the thing, right? All of these things, like, why would you ever play with proximity chat? Oh, because it makes it funnier because you can't tell if someone's dead or not. Yes, you can. You walk out into the truck, they're dead.
Yeah, no.
It's like, oh, but you can't then chat to them after they're dead. Cool. So I'm playing a game with my friend, and because they died, I could now have to spend the next, 20, 30 minutes
in silence
where I can't talk to my... No, it's stupid. Now, maybe like it would be hilariously funny if in that form, when you die, you can hear your friends on the spirit box.
Yeah.
That would be hilariously funny, but it would be a one-time gimmick. And that's kind of the thing where it's like, okay, well, we did it once. Yeah, let's never do it again.
Pretty much.
And it's like, and the other thing is really this, okay? Like, every single ghost hunter I've ever seen on, like, those ghost hunting TV shows and shit, they all wear radios with them. So they can literally talk to each other from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, technically you do have the option in the game with the actual walkie-talkies. Mm-hmm. You do have them in the game. But it's still... It's a lot quieter than just talking to your friends in Discord.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the whole... And I think this is where the important stuff comes down. Because Alien Isolation did this. You could plug in your Kinect and you could have the alien react to things in the room. And it was a great gimmick because when the alien actually frightened people, we did it back in college. We had the Kinect up. And when the alien popped in and one of the guys sitting on the bed, because there was about 10 of us in the room, one of us playing in the chair and like the rest of us just sitting around the room. When the alien dropped in, one of the guys went, ah! And the alien just turned because it used the Kinect to hear him. And we were like, haha, that was hilarious. Yeah, the first time. The second time when someone knocked on the door was like, hey boys, what's going on? And the alien heard us and came and killed us. We were like, okay, yep, we see the issue with this. Yeah. And it's the same with Phasmophobia. Oh yeah, but you have the radios. Yes, but to do that, you have to talk in-game, and in-game the ghost can hear you. So when me and Kris are sitting there just talking random shit about things that don't matter because we're using the game as a chance to catch up, I don't want to be punished by the game for talking to my mate. Oh, but the game's about ghost hunting, so if you talk, the ghost will hear you, and then it might start a hunt. Cool, but I'm playing a video game because I need to de-stress and just have a fun time. So I want to talk shit with my friends, not sit there and be like, okay guys, this goes super aggressive, so only say stuff that matters. Yeah, okay, we'll just sit in silence until something important happens. I don't want to do that. That's boring as fuck.
It's true, it is.
And so it's like, no, I refuse to do things the way you want. Don't tell me how to have fun.
Of course.
I see your options and I reject them all.
Oh.
But, you know, and that's why I think... Yeah. And I think that's why Discord is really now pretty much ubiquitous with, we're gaming, everyone get on Discord.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot easier. There are a few people who I think are late to the party. Who still like, let's all join a group chat in Xbox. Get fucked.
Just join Discord, it's all a part of it now.
Get on Discord.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Well, especially with them going cross platform with a lot of things now, it's just Discord. It's now on everything, well, except for Switch, but it's now on everything so that you can now talk.
But, I'm gonna give two examples why I think I prefer Discord more than anything else. First of all, as you guys probably can tell from the fact that we do YouTube videos, I have quite a decent setup with my mics and stuff. Yeah. So, and I've spent a lot of money on them. So I'd prefer to use them over the, inbuilt headset microphone in my headphones. Yeah. Because they're better. They're better quality. They're better everything. Yeah. Secondly, and this is a really big one for me in Discord, sometimes I don't want to play the game my friends are playing. Yeah. I still want to chat to them. It's like, well, you could join a party. Yes, but... And I've done this before and it sucks. Having to turn on my Xbox just to talk to people playing on Xbox while I play a video game on my PC is a pain in the ass. And I have to keep coming over here and moving things to make sure my Xbox doesn't go into power saving mode and cut me from the group.
Yeah, that's it.
But I cannot tell you how many times I've sat here playing a game on my own, chatting to Kris and whoever he's talking to while they play a game that I have no interest in playing. Yes. And they sit there and they're talking game and we're talking shit, and I will often give them absolutely useless advice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, or sometimes, and this might be the funniest thing I've ever done, they were playing a game where they had a labyrinth. I think it was called Labyrinth. Yeah, yes, it is. And Jaden's like, I think there's someone following me. And I'm like, quickly, Jaden, do this. And he's like, wait, are you sure? Is that what I should do? And I'm like, how the fuck would I know?
It's a good point, yeah.
And he's like sitting there, he's like, I'm following these lights on the ground. I'm like, okay, you got to stop following them, man. That's a trap. And he's like, wait, really? I'm like, how the fuck would I know? I'm sitting here playing baseball.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, that stuff happens all the time. And I'm just like, that's why Discord is like my go-to. Because it allows things to be so much easier. The other thing is that I use Discord to chat to my mates from Sydney. And I say from Sydney. That's where we all met. That's where we went to university together. They now live in Canberra, the Blue Mountains, Adelaide, and it's like we can all get on, we can all chat, we can decide what we want to do, we can play some video games, and then we can, not talk for 6 months. It's beautiful.
Fantastic.
But, it's just like, for me, Discord is ubiquitous with, do you want to catch up with people? Use Discord. And, the other thing is, Discord is probably a very good way. I've never tested it. But with a little bit of befuddling, I reckon I could get board games running on Discord. Yeah. I actually have played Tabletop Simulator on Discord now that I think about it, which is technically playing board games on Discord.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, the point is that, Discord is just such a good tool that I'm just like, I would rather use that than anything else because it's good at what it does.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Xbox. Well, the party system's sometimes not great. But that's because the party system is an additionary add-on. Yeah. What should an Xbox do? Play games good. Hopefully good games, but you never know. Well, what should Steam do? Make playing your games easier. Yep. None of these should be worrying about having perfect voice chat. Discord isn't about playing games. It's about having good voice chat. And so that's why I use it so often. Plus, you know, there's the other time where I literally helped Kris and Jaden solve puzzles.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was getting Snapchats. I was just saying random things.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, they were playing a puzzle game. I was playing baseball. Yet I was the most useful puzzle solver they had. Kris can't even deny that, and that's why he hates it.
No, I can't.
He was like, hold on, we'll send this to Darcy.
Hold on. Let's get another one thinking about
what's
this.
Jaden do? It'd be like, yeah. And to be fair, I wasn't actually meaning to be helpful. I was actually supposed to be being an idiot, and I was. You noticed I started off, but then I just got frustrated with how bad they were at solving puzzles.
We're stuck in a room for quite a while. Well, it's my fault, but
I do think that's the like epitome of me. Is like I start off just being unhelpful, but then I get so annoyed by the fact that you can't do things that I'm just like, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. And then I get it, it's like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, like there was a bunch of stuff like, and Jen and I were working on different puzzles at a time, and then it's like, you were helping Jaden at one point, and like, I'm just doing things over here, and I was actually completing other puzzles while you were trying to help Jaden. And then I come over and I'm like, the fuck, Jaden? This.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There was that point where that happened, where you came over and you were like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And then you said something, and I'm like, "Oh, that solves the puzzle." And then Jaden's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You just didn't tell me everything."
Yeah.
He's telling me like one part and one part and one part. I'm like, "Okay, I can't make sense of this." And then Kris is like, "Oh, what about this thing? Oh yeah, well, there's also this thing." I'm like, "Okay, that everything now makes sense."
Yeah.
But I also found So yeah, that happened. I'd be like focusing on one of them solving the puzzle, helping them solve the puzzle, or the other thing that would happen would be like I would have both of them giving me parts of individual puzzles that they were working on. And I'm sitting there being like, okay, so this is that puzzle and this is that puzzle, and what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Like there's one point where you're telling me something, and then Jane be like, oh yeah, and this is something, and I'm like, okay, wait, what do they have to do with each other? Oh, nothing. I'm like,
What?
guys, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
I'm going completely off what you're telling me, and so if we can just keep it to one puzzle at a time, please.
Yeah. Well, then there was the one that was just like, holy shit, that took us ages. But we had the hints. We were there. We were both trying to work out the betting one.
The betting. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're both trying to figure out. We're sitting here. It's like we've done every option. Darcy's like, "Have you tried this number?" Yes, I've tried that. Have you tried? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you? Yes.
Never once did it occur to me to just put the numbers out with those lines.
Yeah, same here. Eventually, I'm just like,
But
hang on.
That's
There's
actually
one of each of those.
that's part of the puzzle solving thing. Sometimes you do overthink things. I think my personal favorite was one that Jaden had, and he pretty much read something out to me. I'm like, okay, keep that in mind. He went, why? And I went, because it's literally told you something you're gonna have to do in a later puzzle.
Yep.
And that was the shaving cream one, where I said the shaving cream got rid of paintings.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so when you get the shaving cream, you're gonna have to put it on the paintings. And he's like, how'd you know they were paintings? I'm like, because it told me in the clue.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
And then the other one I loved was the one where he was telling me about how he had to make a drink at this bar, and he was telling me the stuff, and I'm like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And he's like, excellent. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, now I've got to put these bottles on the shelf. There's this one, this one, this, and I'm like, okay, obviously this indicates this. Just do that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh.
Meanwhile, I'm still behind off doing my own thing as well. And it's a lot of the times it was like, you were trying to help me with some puzzles. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't figure this out. It's not working. And later it's like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this puzzle later. Let's just get refreshed from it. And then Jaden will just be going through, I've got this. I'm like, fucking needed that earlier.
Yeah.
Because he just picks it all up. It's like,
but yeah,
fuck.
I think the funniest thing is that, like, well, Kris told me that they kept playing and that they became much worse at solving puzzles once I left.
No, we finished it. We finished it. But it was like, it did take ages to finish it.
Yeah. But no, it's funny because I don't play that game because it gives me motion sickness for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know that. Don't know why. Like the ones we were playing are like a bigger maps, so you might be okay with those ones. But...
Maybe I'll go back and it will be fine. You know,
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, it could have just been it could have been a combination of many things.
Yeah, true.
But you know, I just remember when we started playing that game, it was like after playing it for like 20 minutes, I was like, I actually feel physically sick now.
Yeah.
And it would hurt me for a while.
Oh yes.
But yeah, no. But you know, like that's these things. They do this. Anyway,
True.
big news, Chris.
Yes.
I've still yet to make enough room to play Warhammer Space Marine 2. I need to delete some stuff, okay? But once I do, I will be playing that.
Oh yes.
So probably not until next week sometime.
With that song in the background.
I'm so excited about this game, and it sucks because like before I was excited about it and I was like, I just don't own it yet. And I was like, but once I buy it, I'm gonna play it. And now I've owned it for like almost 2 weeks, and I'm sitting there going, I still haven't played it.
Oh, as soon as you told me last week that you installed Witchfire, it's like I don't have enough space for Space Marine anymore. I'm like, wait, you haven't played that yet?
No.
That was my thought process. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, because Witchfire was such a smaller game, and I was like, oh, I have enough space to install that here, and I have enough space to install one, but if I install it, the place where I install it is where I do all the filming.
Yeah.
It's like I can't do that. I can't justify that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so I've got to go through like Xbox game service, Steam, all this, and find games that I'm currently not playing that take up a lot of space and just exit them.
Yeah.
Exit them from existence. But I'm so angry about it. But I'm also sitting there and it's like everyone's sitting there going, oh, Darcy, but you could have done that this week. And I was like, I could have just been doing Halloween week. So I was like, do I have time to find space to install Warhammer? No, because I've got to do all the Halloween editing.
Yeah.
But then I finished the Halloween editing for the day and I go, you know what I'd love to do right now? Play Warhammer. But I can't. So I'm going to play baseball.
Yeah. I knew baseball was going to be what that answer was.
Plus, I do love playing baseball. It's such a good game because it's stress free. It's something that I love. I love playing the sports games because they are just stress free. You're not out there doing missions saving the world. The controls aren't complex that you have to remember how to do everything.
Yeah.
There's no big storyline plot that you might forget what you were doing. Never once have I started a sports game and been like, now what was the mission I was doing? Who was I supposed to talk to? Shit.
Fair, yeah.
It's like, get in, I play a few games, maybe I play for an hour, maybe I play for 20 minutes, but I can play a couple of games, I can make myself happy, and then I can just walk away, and it just goes, don't worry, I've got you. When you come back, everything's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any difference, you're just going to be playing a different team.
True.
And the beard selection in that game is phenomenal. You got three facial hair options, so you can have a beard on top of a beard on top of a beard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can have a big beard, or you can have a big beard on the bottom with a small beard on top. And I think more games need that. I think more games need to allow you to layer your facial hair.
Yes. Oh, imagine if they did that in Code Vein.
You'd still be on the starting screen.
Oh, yes. We spent too much time creating those characters. If they had given us facial hair options, holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie, this game I'm looking at getting. What's it called? Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And,
I think that's on my list too.
And like everything I've heard about that game is it has the most comprehensive character building. I'm like, excellent. So 40 hours in that game and I might be able to start it.
Yeah. Oh man, we spent.
For those of you wondering, like, I have actually started playing Elden Ring. If you're wondering, I've played 2 hours of it, and I made it out the front door of the church that you started.
And when he was telling me about this the first time, I was like, "What church are you talking about?" It had been so long since I'd been out of that church, I forgot about it.
Yeah. Now that was
Holy
actually
shit.
3 hours of gameplay. I only played 2 hours in 3 hours because I also sat there like just staring at it for a bit.
Well, fair.
But yeah, so basically what happened was I played 2 hours, made a character, walked out of the door and went, excellent, I'm going to bed now.
No, you walked out of the door and you're like, oh, what's this note? Oh, what's that note? Oh, what's that note?
Pretty much. Look,
all useless, but yeah.
I also had no idea what any of the big splodgy red things around me were, and I was like, these is confusing the fuck out of me.
Well, you know what they are now.
Deaths. Yeah. But then, yeah, I remember like reading about 4 notes and being like, "Oh, what's this one say? A tree?" And I was like, "Correct."
Yeah.
I think I've passed this game.
Yeah.
I figured out this game. No, but like, give me a character creation, I will spend hours making my character look right, and I think that's something necessary for me. As I always say, I'm about the aesthetics. I'm about things looking good.
That's kind of the disappointing thing for me with Fallout 4. I went through and spent like so long making both the male and female character looking the exact way I wanted.
Oh, it was perfect for me. I was like, excellent. There's nothing quite like the amount of time you spend making someone look exactly the way you want, only for them to get shot in the first like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, thank you, game, for just rendering all of my time wasted. You've just looked at me and said, I'm going to give you a lesson in life.
They knew that was going to happen too. They knew people were going to work on both of those, and then they were just going to kill it off.
But they just went, we've taught you about the importance of pointless endeavors.
Yeah.
You spent all of this time just to have it shoved back in your face. And I was like, Fallout 4, it's a gutsy play, sir. That is a gutsy play.
You know what the thing was? I put more time into the female because I knew it was like, yeah, I'm going to see that more often than I'm going to see myself. So I got mine looking right.
I think you play Fallout wrong. In Fallout, you're supposed to play in third person, constantly always looking at your character's face.
Oh, shit. Okay, fair enough. My bad.
Like, yeah, you walk into a lot of traps. Yeah, you die. But that is the way you play Fallout.
Sorry, my bad. But either way, I put so much time, it's like, well, I'm going to see that more often. Yeah, let's do this. And then I'm just like, never seen that again, apparently.
It's kind of like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim, you play in third person, always looking at the back of your character's head because you're ugly as fuck.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Like,
yeah.
It's really ugly. I don't ever want to see your face. And every time your face pops up on the screen, you scream a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, no, that's just me. Thank God.
Oh, fuck.
I thought that was some monster.
Hey, I have a helmet now. Let's put that on. Yeah. Never take it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get mods from Skyrim. And you get a fucking mud crab to follow you around. Why? Because you need it. You just need it.
Well, of course.
Like, this is mine. Look how beautiful it is. People go, well, it's better looking than you. And you go, yes. And then it, like, spits up foam and shit because it's a disgusting crustacean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And it's like, but it is beautiful compared to all of us. Why do we always have mud on our faces?
Fair point.
Although I will say this, like, Skyrim and Fallout 4, I haven't played in quite a while.
Yeah.
But I now have like sets where it's like, if I just play them modded as shit because I'm like, I love my games modded. I have never actually gone back to Starfield.
Oh yeah,
I played about an hour of it, and I just haven't ever gone back because for some reason I just didn't like it. I didn't connect to it.
And it looked like a really good game too.
I think a lot of things I was disappointed with were things that I wanted more with, and it just wasn't there. And I was like, well, maybe mods will fix it, but I just haven't had a chance to look at the mods. And
fair.
Like, one of my big things was the spaceship creation, because that is something where I wanted to spend a lot of time, and I just kind of kept getting upset with the limitations it was putting on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what about this? It's like, I can't do that. It was like, there were some things that I just wasn't very happy with, and I was like, but I definitely think modding could have fixed it for me. Plus, I just, I think Starfield could have a really good mod scene.
It could do
if it gets up and running. But I'm also a little bit worried because Starfield doesn't have the staying. Like, it just hasn't kept as many people playing it. And to have a really good modding scene, you need people playing it. Because you need people being like, oh, yeah, this game's great. Let's add this mod. But yeah, Starfield could be massive.
It could, yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's possible, but like, one of the massive things that could make Starfield amazing is being able to mod planets. So not like add new planets to it, but modify existing planets to make them more planety. Instead of feeling like empty barren places. Like, have them feel like these are planets where people are living. Oh yeah, this planet has this one place you go to. It's this little outpost, and it's like no. This modding it so it's like you can land anywhere and there's like stuff happening, or maybe there's nothing and you land in the middle of nowhere. But it's like, oh, there's these little points, and that's what Starfield really needed. Starfield needed the planets to feel alive, not everywhere, but like maybe it needed like little outposts and stuff. So it's like every time you landed, you needed it to feel like a portion of that Skyrim or Fallout map, where it's like, there's a lot of open emptiness, but here's a town. I was like, cool, so I've landed and there's a town, or maybe landing and being like, oh, you're close to a town, but you're going to have to travel 2 map zones over or whatever. Just because the planets are so much larger, but you also need them to feel alive. And like getting there and like seeing like a new settlement where they've got a few like issues, and it's like all of a sudden you're doing missions like helping them build, so like you actually build up settlements. That stuff could have made Starfield amazing. Like you help build up settlements, and so that uses the creation stuff from Fallout 4.
That's true.
Getting there and having like the Garvey quest from Fallout 4, except instead of being like, hey, every 5 minutes a settlement's under attack, being like, oh, hey, we're this settlement and we need this kind of stuff to get set up. And it's like, okay, well, I can run it for you. I've got a spaceship. I can go and do it, but it's going to cost you this, or you got to do me this favor and stuff. So like having missions where you're like helping set up colonies and stuff or settlements would have been awesome, especially on planets that didn't have a lot going on. I think a few of the things that I did was go to a few planets, and it was just kind of like, oh, there's really nothing here. I think the other big thing I had an issue with Starfield was the fact that like they were like, oh, Earth is bad now, we're leaving, and like they didn't even make an attempt. It's like, you motherfuckers terraformed Mars to make this city, but we just went, nah, fuck Earth.
Pretty much.
Oh man, we've grown trees on Mars, but we can't go back to Earth and try and fix our fuck ups. Like, I think that could have been an actually really cool mission plot line to try and like make Earth livable again.
Well,
And it's like, you know, rebuilding colonies there, cleaning up the pollution.
That would have been nice.
Taking out the fucking debris field around it. You know, I got lasers on my ship. I got to blow up space rubbish.
Yeah, that's true. That would have worked.
I would have
they could have done a lot more on that.
I feel like there's so much they could have done. Like, another thing I would have loved to see was kind of like a Helldivers type thing. Where like you can jump off your ship and have it orbiting around, and then just use it to like put heavy fire on things. You know, like if you're from Fallout 4, how you can call in the vertibird strikes and shit with the flares. It's like I would love to see something like that where you just go, you have a gun and it's just a targeting system. It's like, and they're like, well, that doesn't do anything to me, and then all of a sudden, ha 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 ha! I hope there was nothing there that I needed because I just destroyed it from space. But you know, like there was so much potential there that I just feel wasn't achieved by Bethesda. That maybe could be achieved through modding if the game if the game can be modded to that level. But if it can, like, I think Starfield could definitely be the best game modded ever. Because I think there's just so many options. Like, people could really go insane because there are so many things. Like being able to build on planets, right? If you can build on planets, you can build entire quest maps on planets. And build up planets to be like, oh yeah, this planet, everyone thought this planet was empty, but it turns out there's just a bunch of weirdos living here and it's a very livable planet. And you go and do some missions for them. You could add better space combat. You could add better ship creation. You could add, like in-atmosphere ship fighting and all that kind of fun jazz. But it depends on how much you can actually do with Starfield's modding to see that.
Yeah, that's it.
But, you know, fingers crossed, maybe I'll jump on one in the next couple of weeks and see what kind of mods we got for Starfield. Maybe there'll just be a mod that adds the fucking E11 blaster from Star Wars. And I'm like, I'm back in, baby. Stormtroopers for life.
Yes. Oh shit! I kept that
happened in the past. It's what I do.
Yeah, I'm always.
It's my main weapon in Fallout 4. Because they go, you go into the comic book store and there it is, and you just go, yes.
Yeah.
Fuck your weird Fallout laser guns. I've got a Star Wars gun.
Okay, of course. I'm not surprised on that one, actually.
Why would you be? I'm me.
I'm not. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for Starfield. It's just whether or not it can actually be obtained.
True.
That's that. I would have liked them to like put a little bit more effort into like Earth. That would have been pretty cool. Being like, instead of just being like, yeah, it's where we came from, but we did all this work terraforming Mars. So once we kind of destroyed the planet, we were just like, we'll leave it like that. Yeah, we turned a whole desert planet into a livable place and the center of humanity. But with that planet, we were just like, fuck it.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't even have any water anymore. Neither did Mars, but we put water here.
Yeah. Well, at least from what you said a while back, they got Rockhampton, right?
Hey, that was a track and a half to find.
I'm aware.
But yeah, no, I just, I feel like there's a lot to do with stuff. Like, there's so much that if modders can truly get their hands on it and and the game is capable of the things that it should be capable of, that game could become amazing.
That's true. Yeah.
It could be the single player space game that everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, very true.
We just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think that just about wraps us up.
I think so.
We've been going for long enough. I don't really have much more to say, other than wishful dreaming and hoping.
Yeah.
Rolling around a bit. Putting my legs in there. All that kind of giz.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, guys, that's it from us today. If you have enjoyed it, consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. If you haven't already, we really do appreciate it here.
Yeah.
If you want to check out more from us, we have the whole channel. There's a little bit of everything. I say a little bit of everything. It's mainly gaming and the podcast, but, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell some friends.
yes.
Yes.
But guys, until next time, I've been Darcy. He's been Kris.
Yeah.
We will catch you next time right here on the channel.
Yes, indeed.
See you later.
So yeah.
Bring it back, baby. It's just like, what is cream of chicken soup?
That's a fair point.
Is it just chicken soup with cream in it? Could be.
Well, you'd think so.
But what if it's not?
What if it's cream of chicken?
What if they're actually creaming chickens?
Oh no.
Just grab the chicken, stick it in the creamer. There you go. Nice fresh chicken cream.
Well, never thought about that.
It's a dystopian world we live in.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was good, see?
It was.
That was powerful.
Yeah, it was a good slap.
Imposing.
Slap? Clap.
Amazing.